Hey everybody, I'm Dubby King, and today I'm joined by TSS NoVeggies. Man, how is it going?
Going good. I'm going good. How about yourself?
I'm good, I'm alright. I'm excited for Utrecht this weekend. That's gonna be an absolute highlight of mine. My first regional qualifier. Definitely not your first one. So
No.
tell me a bit about yourself. Let's get some introductions going for players that don't necessarily know your background. Where exactly is your Riftbound origins?
So I've been playing TCG for a while now. Like for like ever since I was like I would like to say 13, no,
Mm-hmm.
like 13, 14 around there. Started with Pokemon like everyone does, and then I moved on to uh the Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball Super game, rest in peace. Uh, Best card game design I think, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion.
Okay.
Before it got reworked like 40 times. Um, and then my first like big competitive success, it was in Digimon when the online cups were happening, to where I got the highest placing there was like fourth at the first nationals,
Mm-hmm.
and a couple of events here and there, a couple of regional tops here and there, and then I moved on to Yu-Gi-Oh for a while, and that was like where I really made. Um, I think I got better as a trading card game player because the competitive scene in Yu-Gi-Oh is really intense.
Right.
Um, I don't have that many tops in it. I only have the only YCS. Plays what's it called? Oh, Phantom Nightmare. um, Snake Eye Best deck. Um, and then after that, I played One Piece like everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Scammed the regional with Structure Deck Buggy, and then I moved on to Riftbound shortly after.
Nice. Awesome. I love hearing this. Like, I feel like I've missed out so much in TCGs having just started with Riftbound. Like, so many people I spoke to, they, like you, have just gone through all these different games and have now ended
Yeah.
up on Riftbound. And what kind of got you into Riftbound? Were you, like, aware of the League IP before and that got you into it? Or were you looking
Yeah,
for
it's
something new?
mainly the League IP.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm completely dog water at the regular game. Anybody sees me play regular League, I'm like a dying animal. But, um, I just like the IP way too much. Like I'm a big lore head. If you talk to me about any lore about any character, I will
Mm-hmm.
geek out on you, and I will hold you hostage during that conversation. So don't do that.
Okay.
Um, and then I don't know. I just think Lee has the best, unironically the best, one of the best storytelling in in like video games, like
Mm-hmm.
in like lore building wise. Anyways, if when they don't say one of it is canon and one of it isn't, Shadow Arcane. Um, so yeah, and I like the characters a lot. So when I saw the league card game was being made, I literally texted my group chat like I sent them the link to the trailer in Chinese. I had no idea
Mm-hmm.
what was happening. The card looked ugly, but I'm like, I do not care.
Yeah.
I will spend copious amounts on this game of hours. My life will be consumed, and so far it has. So
Totally worth it, I'm sure, right?
yeah,
No, I mean, I think
worked out so far.
I've invested a lot of time too, and once I jumped into it, I've fallen in love with this game. I've spent a lot of time just playing it.
It's a very fun game.
Yeah. And how does it compare to the other ones? Because I mean, one thing when I was on my skirmishes of the weekend, there was I was playing with a lot of players, asking them about their previous experience with other card games. How do you like find the two compare? Well, not two, but Riftbound comparing to all these other different variants of
So
TCGs.
I never be I'm never like to have to say like, oh, one TCG is better than the other, because like
Mm-hmm.
they're like, if you start comparing how they're built, they're completely different.
Yeah.
Like if you compare One Piece and Yu-Gi-Oh, they're like not even similar. But um I do like the fact that at least in Riftbound, the most non-game in Riftbound is still 10 times more interactive than the most non-game in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like your non-game in Riftbound is that your opponent opened optimal curve and you didn't, and then you technically would have never won anyways, but at
Mm-hmm.
least you're guaranteed a set amount of turns.
Yeah.
Your non-game is Yu-Gi-Oh is I opened one starter, four extenders, you died, scoop please, and or I actually set five cards. Here's two floodgates. Your go.
Yeah.
Um, like obviously there's still some fun in that because you can sometimes break it, but here and there. Um, but yeah, compared to other TCGs, I think Riftbound is one of the when I compare it to like the most fun I've had, I think just purely off nostalgia, it'll
Okay.
never beat like early Dragon Ball, because like that was like when I was like 16, finally getting my first competitive itch ever. It's which the only game that I felt like I could lose 10,000 times and still have the most fun in my life.
Mm.
But then the closest thing I felt to that is Riftbound, to where
Okay.
like the most the most like unfair game I've had is still probably way more enjoyable than the most unfair like One Piece match or a Yu-Gi-Oh match.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that,
But yeah,
that's a good way to put it. Like, they're all different. They're all different. Like, the only singularity between them all is that you the win or you lose, and how you have fun winning it or how you have fun losing it can be the big factor. And I probably want to ask you about that worst game ever later in this chat. But before we get into just more overall Riftbound topics, I want to know more about your this NoVeggies name of yours. Where did this come from? Because like everyone's got like a unique kind of origin story to their gamer tags and such. So where did this hate for vegetables come?
okay, so it's very funny because I'm fat. But it's not because of that. But it does relate to a fat person. Um, so first of all, I generally forgot what account I was using when I was playing for Riftbound.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was like when I sat down at Houston, I looked at my name like, huh, I never really checked what account I was using. Was I? You know, because it was either my Latin account or my NA account, and I think I was just using my Latin account at the
Mm-hmm.
time. And then so the no veggie specifically was that there is a so in my group of Latin American friends,
Mm-hmm.
we they play a lot more League of Legends than I do,
Mm-hmm.
but you know I play a decent amount. They get to the point where when they're making accounts, because they have like 5 of them across 10, 20,000 of them across the years,
Sure.
they just get bored and start naming him anything.
Mm-hmm.
I get this point. So we name him like we name them after like kneeling each other, right? Like in the same vein as no veggies is I miss her. Uh, I don't know. I'm trying to translate them from English to Spanish, but like without it sounded like El Pai de Rola, which is like
Mm.
the father of some of our friends, like you
Yeah.
know in shortcut. Um, Not even close, which is like like an inside joke about a money match.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, we had, you know, stuff like that. So there's this one person in the group of people I hang out with in Latin America that I absolutely despise. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. He knows I hate him.
Okay.
He knows I hate him. I can't stand him. To this day. Just because of our personality, I don't like his personality.
Yep.
He doesn't mind mine, but I don't like his. So one of his things is that he's like catatonic over vegetables, unironically.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 of my accounts were named after jabs at him, and one of them was just
No.
happened to call no veggies. And then I ended up using that by accident.
Uh.
So jokes on me, I guess, because technically, he's off of him is what I made my quote unquote fame on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's can't tell who won that one at the end of the day.
I don't know.
Still,
I mean, here you are, right? Here you are winning out these regionals, getting these best of cards. So, I mean, I have a thoughts of one
but
winner.
then like every time he look at the name, I'm like, damn.
This guy exists still.
That guy, yeah, I forgot he's still alive.
Well, you know what? I did not expect that as the origin story for NoVeggies, but I'm all for it. That is a very cool, unique way to have it, and it's a cool brand. I mean, the brand is there now in a sense, right? Like people, ever since you said like you used to when you started there, and things went on. Like NoVeggies was the name popping up, and you've cycled through multiple different legends there. You started off with Annie, then moved to Sivir, and then finishing off on Poppy. So I'm gonna ask you about all 3 of those very, very soon. But before we go over your regional history, I want to ask more about one of the things you offer, which is coaching, because not many people offer Riftbound coaching. A lot of people offer, let's say, their Metafy guides, or they'll offer insight to deck lists and stuff. But one thing you don't see too often is just individual coaching, one-on-one kind of thing. So where can you tell me a bit more about that, and maybe kind of if people ever want to know more about what is involved with this coaching, they could like use this to kind of get that information.
Yeah. So obviously coaching is like a very polarizing subject for guys as well. Some people think you don't need it. Some people think you don't. I think no one is good enough. No one is. Very few people, at least, are able to say that you cannot get better. So you don't need the coaching, even if you're the best player in the world, like even like the best poker players on the planet have coaches,
Mm-hmm.
right? But obviously, like for some people it works, some people it doesn't. When it comes to one-on-one coaching, what I like to at least implement myself is that I like to teach more of a thought process than an actual um like an actual deck. Like if you want me, you'll get a lot more out of me if you like ask me how to approach certain scenarios or
Mm-hmm.
like how you should be thinking about things. Then I'm like, what do I do in X spot,
Yeah.
or what do I do against X deck, or how do I build X deck? Because like you can probably get that off the internet, but what a coach helps you do is like in real time to like expose your leaks and saying, hey, you're not doing this correctly. I'm seeing this is what your problem is, and just hammering in constantly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, because like a coach will help you get a coach will like, or at least sorry, when it comes to coaching, a lot of the times, the most success I've had from people afterwards is when I've sat down with them and said, hey, do you think this is your problem?
Mm-hmm.
But really, from seeing you play, it's this. This is a constant leak you have in your game. This
Mm-hmm.
is something you're constantly doing, or something you're not aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like overextending too much, underdeveloping, thinking like one of the most common ones I've seen is that like you develop a little bit and you're done.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the units in their hand just don't exist. And they constantly keep playing, and then when their opponent outs one of their cards, at least like their boss monster, their Hui, their like Irelia, it's like over.
Mm-hmm.
But stuff like that, and like they are meant to point out stuff you're not seeing, because like there's stuff I don't see. That's the reason why I have people to test with, because there's stuff I don't see
Mm-hmm.
in my game that I need people to point out with.
Yeah.
But I'm hanging around people that play just as much as I do, who could do coaching just like I do, if they wanted to really. But it's different when like you don't like. It's also like when you don't have the time, when you have a 9 to 5 like normal. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're not really expected to like. Are you expected to like clock in, clock out, immediately play 12 hours of Riftbound, go to sleep, rinse and repeat? Like it's not realistic, right? So like coaching and Metafy guides and stuff like that help you like speed that up. Like I am one of the few people in like I would like to say like the people who like do well space. Like I'm not
Mm-hmm.
the word professional is like so strange to me. But or pro.
Yeah.
But when I constantly I buy all of you. I get all of your guys' guides. Like whoever makes one. Like Challenger makes one, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Randy makes one, I get it. Like I don't. It's not like a thing. I'm not above getting it, because like a lot of the time when people like say, oh, I don't need anyone's guide. I don't need someone to tell me what to do. That's not the point.
Mm-hmm.
Also either. Like also like what you get to know what other people are doing. Like you get these certain tendencies that like, oh, that's what they're doing, because like they're probably read this guy.
Yeah.
Or even like their friend might have told them to do this because of that. So I know what's gonna happen afterwards, right?
Okay. So coaching
Things like that are like people don't really think about.
Mm-hmm. So for you, coaching is more about a way to like not tell people the right answer, right? You're not going to tell them this is what you should have done. You're going to kind of like enable them to learn why they should have done that, right? And like work backwards from their mistakes and understand why it was a mistake and what they like, kind of lead them in the right direction.
Yeah, because a lot of the time I'll tell like the clients or students, whatever you want to call
Mm-hmm.
them, might have I tell them I'm not gonna be able to hold your hand in a skirmish, right?
Yeah.
And say like, oh, you should have done this and that. Like sure, the one thing I'm very like, I'm sort of different in that I don't mind people like coming after. I want people to come after the coaching
Mm-hmm.
and ask me like questions and stuff, and like show me spots to where I think they might have some like blocks. Because I also don't like because I've gotten coaching myself,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the things I didn't like was I kind of was like, that's not a nice word, but like I was just like used for 40 bucks and then discarded afterwards. Like
Mm-hmm.
then I never got really feedback or anything unless I gave that guy $20 more. I'm not really like that. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's like not fair. But but the what I don't want you to like just get the answer of like, hey, what should I have done here?
Yeah.
That's it. I want you to understand why I came to that conclusion, why I think it's better. And like, if you come up with a better one, hey, at least I led. That's what I want. I want you to
Hmm.
come to a conclusion you're comfortable with, and then it improves your game at the end of the day. As long as it improves your like win rate at the end of the day, and because that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
In in the game, like someone told me, or someone recently told me a better perspective to how to approach these type of games. So we're like, people focus too much on like, oh, I want to get my invite, I want to get a summer skirmish win, I want to get my like top 64, I want to get top 8, and they focus so much on their goals that they need to win in their head, when they forget that they have to win.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. Yeah.
Right. So like you need all that it matters is like you doing the correct plays. Like as long as you're like consistently doing the correct plays. If you can walk out of the game, you got destroyed 2-0, not even close. But you said, I did everything I could. I took all the angles. I took all the chances I had. Then like what else could you do? What else could you ask for really? Like at the end of the day, it's a card game. It's a game of variance. Like if we sat down two computers to play it perfectly, one side's always going to win.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to flip flop. It's not going to variance.
Yeah.
So that's what I try and like really hammer on. It's like it's all about doing the correct play, the correct thought process. Like, I actually don't like when, like, I don't sound like I don't like. I actually, you'd be shocked. You'd be shocked the amount of times where like people get to the right solution with the wrong process.
Okay.
With the wrong thought process.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I did this because like it feels good, and I'm like, all right, like you got there, but like, did you know this could like it was the correct play, but did you realize like no, he can do this and that, like it was the right thing to do, but you are conscious of like what he could do afterwards, right? And that's why it's correct to do it, stuff like that.
Cool. No, yeah, that makes a lot more sense, and it's just kind of overvalues it because like you said at the very start, if you want to find an answer to a question, you can find that online. But this coaching is going to be about how to improve you as a player and how to just improve your thinking of the game, get your thinking working, get your brain cap on, and just understand fundamentals and mistakes. And that's the kind of thing that I know for myself personally. At the start, I was kind of just playing. I was just vibe playing. I was just playing cards, seeing what happened and stuff,
Yeah,
and then
that was a lot.
yeah. You're not really going to learn from that. But then once you go through coaching, or if you take the time to kind of like look back at your plays instead, especially with you can probably help a newer player understand why something was wrong. Or like you said before, if you're just vibe playing, doing something right, why was that right? And then you can kind of repeat it in the future.
Yeah. Something I try to implement a lot. I might be misquoting how he does it, but I'm a very big LS fan, like from League.
Yeah.
And one of the things I like was like I watched him since I was like way younger. And one of the things I saw him during like his live coaching when he used to do it was that he used to like implement a lot of not implement, but a lot of the things he would do, some people would feel uncomfortable doing when it was the correct play, and some people had a lot of comfortable tendencies that were just incorrect. And that's sometimes very relevant in Rift, and that's relevant in all competitive spaces. Some people there are some moves that you don't like doing that are the correct ones, but in Riftbound it's sometimes even more prevalent. Like somebody develops because they don't like taking a turn back, realizing they're ahead in tempo, and just developing the cards in their hand.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel good. You're not doing anything, but it's the correct thing to do. Or like they walk in and fight into a fight they don't have to way too early because it feels good. They took a body off the board, but you lost 3 cards in the process. They still have 7 and 1 unit in the back. Things like that.
No.
It's like stuff you could point out in coaching pretty easily.
Cool. No, appreciate your insight on that. It's definitely given me some more thoughts and probably consideration here because I at the start I was making mistakes. I've finally managed to get my first achievement over the weekend, and if I ever want to take things to the next step, it's like if you're struggling to know how to take things to the next step, that can also be something coaching could kind of help and just kind of lead you in the right direction. Awesome. Well, thanks for that. Now, I want to talk more about you again in a sense of your preference of which legends to play, because you've managed to peak pretty high on 3 different ones in 3 different sets, starting off with Annie, then moving to Sivir, and then now on Poppy. So could you tell everybody just a bit about your like story between one and all the other?
So for Annie in Houston, I'm not gonna lie, did not know that was gonna be the best deck. Like obviously, I thought it was strong.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how like everybody else would think about it. I genuinely thought it had a losing Kai'Sa matchup, but it came to like I had been playing Annie for so long because like it was just one of these random things where I'm like, I kind of vibe with this deck, so I'm just gonna play it, right? And then I tested it a little bit more, and I'm like, oh, this is cool, this is fun, but I intend to move on to something else. And then like I kept saying that 3 weeks in a row, and then Houston came up. And I'm like, oh, I have 0 hours on anything I wanted to test, but I do have 300 hours on Annie. So like, I guess I'm playing Annie. And yeah, honestly, it was just I was very lucky that Annie was just as good as she was, and I was having an enjoyable time playing her. Like every game playing with Annie was just fun.
Yeah.
Because like it felt like I'm a very like high agency player. Well, if you see it Poppy, it's like you don't know that, but I enjoy having agency. I enjoy that I have control of the game, and I felt like Annie could never just have a bad matchup. Afterwards, I thought I had a bad Kai'Sa matchup. Apparently, didn't. Like I had to play better, and thankfully I did. But if it wasn't the mirror match, then everything was pretty controllable. Or Mastery Aurora, which they always have it. They always had it.
Yeah. I mean, that whole top 8 was insane in Houston. Like, so much was just crazy.
Don't listen. Yeah. That top 8 match will always haunt me for multiple reasons. But yeah, but yeah, I enjoyed Annie. I played her all through set 1. Did well at the cash events with it as well. But then set 2 came out, and what happened in set 2? In set 2, I was having issues really locking what I wanted to play. Everybody was hyping on Draven, and through Riftbound, I discovered like the tendencies of my past TCG experiences, where like I rarely play the best deck. Which is not to be a hipster or anything. It's just like a thing. Like, I just ended up never doing it. Like the only time I did it was Tier Limits format and Snake Eye format, and because like those were really different circumstances where like I really enjoyed those decks. Like I do love my Snake Eye Ash. So those are the few times I ever played like best deck. But apart from that, I've always played like not tier 2, but like the 3rd best deck or the 4th best deck. Like in Digimon during like the format I did well. I didn't play Bond. I only played Lilith Bond.
Okay.
During like during Yellow Wargrave format, I played green. Stuff like that. I always play like the tier 4 deck, not because like I wanted a certain edge. It's because it ended up just being a more enjoyable experience. But obviously, it came with an edge to where like you catch a lot of the best deck players that were like, oh right, I forgot that's the deck, and they just came underprepared for it. Like didn't really study the matchup. And when you're playing a deck like that, your edge is like not only does your opponent know your deck less, you know their deck more than you. The vice versa is you know their deck more than you should.
Yeah.
So it's a more pleasant tournament experience playing the 4th best deck. So I wasn't gonna to like wrap it up for like the whole like Sivir situation. Kind of like I wasn't really interested in playing Aurora. Wasn't really interested in playing Draven, even though Draven was actually kind of enjoyable.
Yeah.
And then I saw Randy playing it on stream, and I'm like, this deck seems like the best thing you could be doing. That was before Miracle Draven was figured out, so let's give me some grace. So I messaged him on Twitter, and I'm like, hey, I really liked your deck. Do you think this is a terrible idea to play 2 weeks prior? And he says, this is the worst deck to last minute. Do not do this, please. And then for some reason in my head, that just said, I'm locking it in.
Challenge accepted.
That is exactly what I needed to hear. So I grabbed this deck. I tested it a lot. The one innovation I did is when I took out Trove for Nocturne. That's my boy. I love Nocturne. I love jump scaring my opponents with 4 might out of nowhere off a stack deck. And Sivir was just a very fun deck for the same reasons Annie was, that like you just had so many options. And yes, you could go into time. I never went into time for Sivir ever because like I played that deck. If anybody ever actually saw me play that deck, I played that deck to a ridiculous type of aggression.
Yeah.
Like I was a very just show it to me type player when playing
Nice.
Sivir. Like I used to, when I coached people, when I first started coaching, they first came to me for Sivir a lot of the time, and they would see me. Well, this is where we're coming back to the uncomfortable plays, where I would like into Draven. They're like, I'm really struggling into Draven. Like, bro, I got you. 2-drop Nocturne on the battlefield, go. And like, dude, you just stat 6 to might, you lose to an axe. I'm like, show it.
Yeah.
Show it to me. And then they're like, then you realize like, oh wait, but if they like axe you, they don't beat the hidden card, and also like they explode to Sivir walking over anything if you have certain amount of cards. Obviously like not Draven Axe, but they can Draven Axe you. That's the point.
Yeah.
Like, but I added the Nocturnes. Nocturnes was great, and I did well on Sivir. I still think I should have gotten 2 best of Sivers, but Jose Extasio stole my first one off 1%. I got gifted I got gifted an Ezreal matchup, which is not. It was like okay for Sivir.
Yeah.
He got gifted Yasuo last round, and I'm like, that's great. Honestly, it's almost the same matchup, really. So but nothing. But I'm cool with Jose.
No, but I like the insight with Sivir, because one thing I just think about my own personal experience, when I played Draven at Spiritforge, I lost 2 skirmish finals against the same Sivir deck, and it just, I could not figure it out. Both games 0-2. So Sivir was kind of like this hard to play dark horse, kind of actually really good deck, as to what I found.
My friends still, everybody at my locals picked it up after I won. Like, I literally, like, what I saw, it happened 2 times where, like, when I played Annie, everybody was playing Annie after I, like, came back from Houston, like, and after I picked up Sivir, 4 guys picked up Sivir from my locals that weren't already the people I was testing with. Like, what are you, bunch of fanboys? Like, what's happening? But, no, yeah, no, Sivir was really good. Sivir was a really nice deck. I don't think it was better than Miracle Draven at peak. Yeah. Just too much might on the board, but it did farm. The good thing about Sivir is that it was one of those decks that, like, it had middling matchup with the best deck, which was Miracle Draven, but it was just eating everything around it. Like, everything that was trying to beat Miracle Draven or was trying to have an even matchup into it, you were destroying. You were destroying Aurelia, you were destroying Victor, you were destroying a lot of... it literally had no other bad matchups except Miracle Draven.
Cool.
And even in that matchup, I still have managed to win it 2 times.
Yeah.
During the event. And then Poppy, please. So I am the champion I first played when I played League of Legends is Poppy. I think she is the dumbest
Was this old girl. Poppy too? Like pre?
No.
Okay.
I came after she was reworked.
Okay.
But no, that's my girl. I think she's so stupid. I think she just has a dumb personality, and she's also just a dumb character to play. Like, I'm a very, like, she is like my vice in the sense that, like, when I play her, I can sort of turn my brain off, because I'm like, I can dive this person from 0 to 100 to 0, and I'll probably still live.
Yeah.
Because of how her passive works. So, like, I have, like, 1,000,000 points on Poppy between, like, 2 accounts or 3. And I also like characters that I like hearing the voice lines of. Like, a lot of people mute their games, but, like, when I'm playing characters I enjoy, I crank that shit up. I want to hear the goofy ass voice lines.
Nice.
So yeah, no. And like I said, I resonated with the character a lot. Like I said on stream, like I think like she's just like blissfully ignorant of like how good she actually is. It's like very like, I can relate to that a little bit. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed Poppy. So like when I saw her metal card, I'm like, oh my god. And I saw her legend, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to lock in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to lock in, and I'm like, I was praying to Riot. I'm like, please just make her good, just make her decent. And then I saw her freaking like, no, she sucked.
Yeah.
I tried mid-range Poppy so much. I'm like, surely there's something to work around. And then one Starcross makes you have a stroke. So my friends sat me down and said, listen, we're just gonna have to build her like Aurora. And I'm like, say it ain't so. But at least Aurora. So I put a lot of time into the Aurora deck, which is like tough, weird to say, because it's an Aurora deck, honestly.
Yeah.
But the problem with Poppy is like she was an Aurora deck that just couldn't flex the consistency.
Okay.
so she had to find other ways to winning the game, and the other way was just 'cause fatigue. It was just straight up fatigue, and it's like you're not winning the game, I'm not winning the game, or you're not winning the game either. I'm gonna call the weak you out of the game. I'm gonna harness dragon you out of the game, and then eventually I'll find the roar. Or you'll be bored of scoop either, or I'm the one winning. Um,
Yeah.
like we saw on stream, I won straight up, just like kill that, burn, pop that. I dropped 2 elders, but only 1 Aurora proc happened that entire match.
Yeah.
Um, and then obviously Sacrifice Rift Terror was a pretty good combo.
Yeah.
But yeah, Poppy was like it was also like another like daunting thing to like, I'm a combo player, like again like an agency player, so like going to a control fatigue type playstyle is like was very uncomfortable at the start, but I'm glad that I was able to find my way. I learned a lot from Sydney from the what went wrong.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like
for,
between the 2 regionals.
Yeah. What happened in Sydney was that like multiple things happened in Sydney. I didn't have my buy.
Yeah.
I still don't have it I still haven't had it. I'm too lazy to go to a skirmish. Everybody's going to skirmishes. I'm just way too lazy. I just don't like playing them anymore.
Okay.
It's like I don't like playing locals anymore. Skirmishes is like a less fun locals because people are tryharding for some reason. But and then and I took a really different. I didn't have my buy.
Yeah.
So I played Victor round 1 with 9 Aurora outs in the main board, which was like, okay, whatever. I was still winning game 1 until they went like, God on speed dial, I need 2 outs, I'm getting destroyed, bink, bink. And I'm like, okay, I guess. It was funny because Alio Drazi was like sat down next to me. Why? Because he finished his game like in 2 minutes. Who cared?
Yeah.
With not another buy, and I asked him like, "What'd you play?" A Vex. I'm like, "Oh my god, what do I give for a Vex right now?" And he just saw me getting walled by the most random cards you were seeing. Like, I'm talking tactical retreat in the main board. And I'm like, why are we even? Why? He tactical retreated a token off an Elder, and he won off it because I couldn't get off the body. Because like obviously like anytime I played Aurora, deleted. Like 3 salvage main board, 3 rocket barrage main board. What the hell am I gonna do?
Yeah.
No, because that was the part that still like baffles me to this day. You're already winning that matchup. Why did you need all that?
Personal almost or something.
Yeah, no, like it was probably the most insecure Victor player I've seen in my life. No shade to him, obviously. Yeah. They were destroying me. But like I saw them at the same table like 3 hours, like 3 rounds later, I'm like, yes.
You.
Yeah, you like literally like there, and I'm like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
There goes my breakers. So, and then I played another Victor in the same day. I lost to that one sadly too as well. And then day 2 happened, and I lost to. I lost my first match of day 3. Yep, day 2. To LeBlanc, just seeing triple mirror image in really optimal spots, and then my opponent forced a tie.
Yeah.
Oh, as well in day 2, to where they would say, I think I top 64 with X3-1. And I'm like, do you? No, sorry. X2-3. That's what it was.
X2-3, okay.
X2-3, I'm like, do you now? All right. What legend are you playing? LeBlanc? Yeah, I think you're in the running for the best of, too, actually. I think you're going to get there. But yeah. But I also took a different approach to their deck when playing it at Sydney. I went from very little. I went to only 4 units. And then played just very turbo fighting Aurora, which was working some games, but I found that it was like sort of inconsistent, especially with like so much Diana popping up afterwards. After Sydney, I'm like, I think I'm gonna have to change the deck a little bit, and hopefully it did. A sideboard choice also helped a lot. I just had a sideboard card that I added that I still think that they cost me on my best of the Sydney, because if I had that Sydney, it would have been a way better experience. But the sideboard card like completely like changed how some matchups went to a lot more playable state. So, but yeah, Sydney for Poppy Sydney was just like grabbing what I Vancouver Poppy
Yeah.
was grabbing everything I learned from my destruction at Sydney
Mm-hmm.
and taking it to a way better finish. One game off top 8 actually. If I had won that last match.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's still you got the best of, right? And
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
now coming up with this weekend, have you made any changes again? I mean, you don't have to list them if you want to keep them. You want to keep your
No,
tech
I mean,
secret, but
I have to update the guide somehow, right? I need some reason people get it. But no, people keep asking me if I'm gonna run my Poppy. The answer is I still don't know. It's not even a question to gatekeep. I just don't know.
hmm
A lot of new stuff has come around. We saw the Lux Infinite pop
yeah,
out the other day, and I'm still debating if that's a real deck or not.
hmm
I'm slowly, but checking it. Like, apparently, Order doesn't even beat it because how Echo works.
hmm
But it's a lot. A lot of stuff has come out. Like, I have to analyze like how much Diana am I gonna face? Am I gonna play? Is there going to be just straight up more Poppy at this event than the last one? Because
yeah,
like a lot of something, another thing that people don't realize, like best of decks kind of like flip flop in between. Like for example, Vi was like 9 players at Sydney. It was like 40 something at Vancouver.
right.
Jax was 10 players at Vancouver. It might go up to 30. Here it's like same thing with Poppy too. Where like Poppy had like 40 something players at Sydney, nothing at Vancouver, 19 at Vancouver, and now we might have like 60.
hmm
Probably not, but like, stuff to consider. At the end of the day, I don't really care how many people are playing the deck, but it's always like factors to do with it. I'm also just thinking, like, should I just play a good deck and try and do for a better placing?
hmm
Um, I've gotten every placing that I could imagine at this point, so the only thing that's left is winning.
Yeah,
So I might say fuck it, sleep up Diana, and
nice.
aura match Alan, but I don't think I can do that. You ever see that guy like staring at an opponent at a feature match? Like
Whoa.
the
Brings
so
fear into the opponents by his
it's
death
literally what do
there.
you call it? The judgment stare from Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Like
Gosh.
reading your fate or stuff like that. Um, but yeah, obviously, like if you're playing for best deck, you're going to be competing with like just like really high caliber players like Alan,
hmm
like the Wally and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like Prismat.
No.
Or I might just run back Annie. Speaking of Prismat,
I've been
I
playing a
played.
lot of Annie. I really enjoy that deck right now.
It's a
So
really fun deck.
yeah.
It's a really fun deck. Yeah, they're definitely very fun. Very unforgiving if you misplay though. Oh my
Yes.
god, I've never seen a deck like scream at you and throw shit at you if you misplay.
hmm
Um, like Annie does.
That's why I enjoy it. Like every game I play, I run with the philosophy of like this deck has no bad matchups, only bad players, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
every
yeah.
game you have a line, and if you mess up, you deserve the loss kind of thing. Okay, cool. So going on from there, one thing I want to talk about, you've mentioned a lot of different matchups, a lot of different games you've had. What would you say is the best game you've ever lost? Like, what's a loss you had where, like, maybe in the moment you were like, I can't believe that happened, but then afterwards you're like, actually, whatever happened was kind of tech.
So there's been a few games. Obviously, like it for me at least, I'm like very like honest with myself in the fact that it'll never hit at the moment, very
hmm
rarely. I'm very like, did that just happen? Do I run like ass? Um, but like after a couple of days, after like the realization that like multiple dollars of best of like was like ripped from me,
hmm
I'm like, okay, that match was kind of cool. I think the closest one was I played Rockle, I believe his name is.
Okay.
For the best of his ear guy.
hmm
Um,
Yeah.
we had a really intense match to where I almost reverse swept it, playing Poppy against his ear, which is a matchup you should not have that close against. Um, but basically I went Sabo, look at his hand, take out salvage, and
hmm
he went rip rake, and I'm like, sure. I make him plans that he has to spread out his units into the battlefield.
hmm
So I can, if I top deck Elder, I can get back in the game. I top deck Elder off the Poppy draw, slam Elder, wipe his board, and I'm like, okay. Next turn, I move Poppy
hmm
from here to the back, move Elder up, and I'm putting him on having to draw Hidden Blade, and he already used one. draws immediately, draws, conquers. Sorry, I divine judgment as well.
Okay.
Uh, to make him choose between keeping it at Defy or not. Because I have Flurry of Blades.
Yeah.
The only one Flurry of Blades in my hand. And then he goes, conquer the left side. I said, I'm not going to Flurry of Blades now because if I Flurry of Blades now and he defies, it'll be a lot more awkward, and I never beat the Defy anyways if I Flurry of Blades now. So I would rather just put him on the better draw.
Sure.
Draws because he's at 7, can't win, immediately rips Hidden Blade. I'm like, all right. Perfect. But the fact that the game got that close against like a really experienced Azir player playing a deck that should not have any game against it.
Yeah.
Was like, after the dust was settled, it was a really enjoyable game. It was probably one of the closest games I've had. That I've gotten destroyed in, of course. But yeah, it was a really nice game. Especially when you're up against another conscious player. Like, we were both like, it was nice to have someone like, hey, I'm thinking. I'm like, no, I get it. We're in one of those turns.
Yeah.
Like we both understood what our intentions were, and then when we took like time, and it was like really nice to like when you're playing against someone who also knows, it's like much more pleasurable experience than like,
yeah,
can you please speed up? It's like 3 minutes on the clock. It's like
because like time is a resource in a sense of the game, but like sometimes you just have to let your opponent have it because you've put them in a situation where they need to think about it, and having that kind of like mutual understanding.
Anytime anyone tagged, it was like, no, because this either like I lose this turn or not, or I don't.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
No, that's cool. Awesome. Well, I appreciate that insight. That's kind of cool. I like having those like little other stories. Now, where would you say with your particular development as a Riftbound player has gone, right? Do you think like when you think about starting with Houston, coming to where in Vancouver, now going to Utrecht, what would you like, if you could, like, we spoke about coaching before, if you could coach your Houston self, if you could give your Houston self some advice, what kind of information would you give them that you've now like learned in the past few months?
Well, if I'm more direct, just practice against Aurora, dog. Just don't assume the matchup is free.
Yeah.
But reality, I would probably just tell myself focus more on my play than the results. That's a bad thing I've been trying to like really implement, because like the results kind of speak for themselves if your play is correct anyways. If you just focus on the results, then your play will always be affected, because you have the emotions of it always kick in, and no one plays well emotionally. You kind of have to like be comfortable getting kicked in the teeth in this game a lot of the time, and being like, yep, I could probably still win if I do the correct lines. Like, you have to always think like, what does winning this game look like? And play towards it. So, something I would definitely tell myself, like, the results don't matter. Obviously, it's a lot easier to say when you're like,
of course, yeah.
It's always a lot easier to say when you've had some results, because you have that pressure is off you. But genuinely, and this is for everyone who's listening, I have never heard someone tell me prior to an event, I'm playing for my invite, I need my invite, and actually get it. To this day. To this day, I've never heard anyone saying I'm going for best of.
And get it.
That like isn't a competent player, because like when Prismat tells me I'm going for all 4 Annies, I'm like, okay, all right, big dog. I'm not gonna. Yep. Yeah. I believe that one, but like, it's because like, but like he's not saying it in the sense of like I need the 4 Annies. So I'm like, no, my play will be good enough to where I will get all 4 Annies, right? It's the same thing to where like your thought shouldn't be I need my invite. You don't need your invite. If you don't get your invite, the world doesn't fall.
Right.
But like you should just focus on your play. What you need to do is play correct. Yeah. Like you need to you don't need to win, but you still need you want to win, but you still need to win.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot different.
The rest will take care of itself after that, right?
Yeah, like there's no way you could count unless you're literally like the most unfavored human being on the planet. If you play correctly 100%, like at least 90% of the time, there's no way you're not gonna have some type of result. It's just not possible, right? Like no matter whose list you're playing, no matter what you're playing, like you could be yeah, sure. If you're playing Ari, I guess, man. What do you want me to do, right? I can't really help you out there. But actually, I can. So that's modified no veggies. But sorry, no,
No, by all means, I'll be adding that to the description. By all means, shout it out, yeah.
But yeah, it's like just focus on the results and the rest will take care of it. So just don't care about it.
Mm-hmm.
I have one of my closest friends here in Florida. It was a really good player. I think he has it's literally just as skilled as any of them. Like I respect this play so much that like he's the only person I really test in person with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was so focused on converting and wanting to convert into results. And like he said, just stop caring about it.
Yep.
It don't matter. And then the minute they stopped, they did well at the Charlie's Collectibles. They got top 4, and only lost to and they split top 4, so it don't matter.
Yep.
So like it's just the minute you stop caring, you'll do a lot better. Like you stop or like the less not caring. It's the minute you stop wasting mind space on useless stuff. You'll do a lot better.
I like that.
Because your mental matters a lot in these events. It's a long event. It's a big stamina event. Like it's very easy to get like psyched out of like one big bad loss.
Sure. No, it's
like you just don't need to.
Exactly how it works. Like the mental game is huge. Like for me, I know at the start when I finally thought I was like, I'm gonna be like, I mean, okay, this is at my skirmishes. I'm like, I'm gonna get these skirmish wins. That's my goal to win, and I never did. I would beat myself up about it. I get really upset, and then I changed my philosophy. I was like, hey, I'm just gonna go for top 8 and see what happens. And then that's when I felt things kind of just like feeling more reasonable because I just set myself like that kind of achievable goal, and everything else from then on was like a bonus, and it just helped my kind of just mental state go through.
Yeah, so for that works as well too. I sort of think that like that has a good parts and its bad parts because like once you reach that threshold, like it like gasses you out. Like it happens to me a lot where like it happened to me a little bit at Sydney where like I got the best stuff. That's kind of what I wanted.
Yeah.
Where when like I didn't really kick in that the last match was like I could have gotten top 8 if I had won out. But obviously I don't really blame myself for that last game. That last game was like I really are telling me you're not gonna win this game, by the way. But turn 1 at after draw and I'm like, I see. Not turn 1, but like game 1 at after draw. I'm like, interesting. That's actually interesting. But it doesn't really hit you like until like after I'm like, if I had just like locked in a little bit more, if I didn't care about the whole best of thing, I would have realized that I was 1 game off top 8. So yeah, I think that's a very big thing people don't have. It's like just play, man. They don't care. It literally do not matter.
Yeah.
Like the problem is like people at the weight of what you get if you win. It's like yes, it's a lot of stuff you get if you win. Not only like monetarily, but like clout wise and stuff like that. Like it at the end of the day, it really don't matter. Like you sleep the same way. Everybody eats and shits and pisses the same way you do. So it don't matter. Everybody bleeds.
Yep. All right. Well, before we close off, I want to ask just some off the top questions for you because before when you mentioned you were excited for the Poppy Legend that came out and then you saw her ability and you're like, what is this? If you could design Poppy Legend in any way, what would the card do instead of what it does now?
Fuck.
I feel like this is a big question just to spring on you.
I never designed. I never. There's very few. I'm not really a type of guy to like thinking of custom cards. The one thing I have is like one of my other main is Briar.
Yeah.
Again, helping no allegations. To how my champion pool is, by the way. My champion pool in League of Legends goes like Poppy, Vex, Briar, and I'm like, there's a type there. We don't know what it is yet though. But no, I just think the characters are goofy.
Yeah.
But the one thing with Briar, I wanted her to be the first champion to deal with a die roll, because like in game she can't really control who she's fighting. So like it'd be fun to have that type of thing in the game, like a controllable RNG. I don't want her to be like, if you roll a 20, you explode. But like, no, with Poppy, it's like so rough. Because the problem with the draw is not even that bad.
Yeah.
The draw is not bad. It's just how bad XP is. It's like the real problem. Like XP is really just a cosplay mechanic.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't really get why they made her an XP. Okay. The one time I was like thinking of something is that I wanted her something to deal with her passive, to where like the lower she is, the stronger. Like for example, like I wanted her to be like a weird version of Yi, to where like the closer she is to losing the game, the stronger your units get.
Cool. Yeah.
Like if you're 5 away from winning, your units get +1, and if your opponent's 1 away from winning, if your opponent's 1 or 2 away from winning, which however you want to balance that,
Yeah.
your units get +2.
Okay. I like that. Yeah.
Because like yeah, sure, like everything's +2, but also like you're 1 Imperial Decree Bellows worth away from losing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would have been a fun mechanic, but they kind of did it like the design team in Riot is like pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense like like they kind of implemented that with like her chosen champion, like your opponent's close to winning, she comes in ready, gains 3 XP.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would go something like that. Why did we have to make her an XP champion, man? Like it's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of rough being dealt the Leona of the format, sort of.
Yep. Yep. All right, and then.
But then again, I look at the Iron players. I'm like, you know what? There are worse people off than me.
Ivan printed the pre-ref kits. Great. After that,
Oh
no.
my god! Shut up about pre-rift Ivan. Oh my god! The most unplayable experience I've ever had in my life.
That was fun.
Jesus Christ! Funny you mentioned that. Not to drag it off.
No, go
funny
for it.
That you mentioned that. We had someone out of locals. Not gonna say which locals. Not gonna say who it was. Who was accused of cheating.
Okay.
At a pre-rift. Because they said they opened pre-rift Iron, but somehow had almost full powered LeBlanc. But the parts that weren't suspicious to me wasn't any of the shiny cards. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like he had a Rift Herald, two blue LeBlancs, and Otacon, and I'm like, don't even matter. When I saw 3 Noxian Dignitary and 3 Fluffy Poro, and I'm like, that's the part that tilts me. That's the part where I call bullshit. There's no way. How did we pull that insane?
Yeah.
Like that, and it was like, what else was it? 3 Noxian. Oh yeah, and opened the mirror image too. That one. See, the mirror image kind of was the most egregious part. Oh, 2 sacrifice. I'm like, cinema, by the way.
This guy's got the Exodia pre-relief kit.
Literally the most correct pre-rift kit. Just like it was to the point where I went to the judge, who obviously didn't do anything about it. Cause,
yeah.
Of course. I told him, hey, so if I play that guy, do I get to play Miracle Draven at least, right? Like just to keep it fair, like he gets to play his full power pre-rep. I get to play full power Miracle Draven. Honestly, cold shot's not even beating half the thing you're doing in that game. So like, how do I beat copy Fluffy Poro tap both at once?
Yeah. With blue LeBlanc so they don't die.
Yeah, and blue LeBlanc so they don't die.
Wow.
So yeah, that's I don't know how we got the pre-rip, but it was fun. Definitely definitely I'm kind of sad what they did to Poppy, but I got my medal card. We'll deal with it when Poppy 2 comes out.
Yeah, I mean, it's only a matter of time before they start doubling down. They did it with Yi, and they might do it with others. And yeah, all right.
I'm curious who they're gonna double down on first. Oh, probably everybody who's going to get rotated out of the stuff.
But I got Kai'Sa. I mean, they've mentioned like the red Kai'Sa is just so inherent in so many decks. They kind of can't let that get rid of it.
Yeah, so. They're probably gonna do like Kai'Sa, Annie. Finally, give us a good Leona.
Yeah, something like that. All right. Well, last question before shoutouts and all that jazz. If you could remove one card or one legend from the game, would you want to? And if so, which one? What's one card you could just say?
Oh, Victor Legend, easy.
Victor Legend? Okay.
Victor Legend is so easy. No, actually, I'm lying. Because I started playing Victor recently to test it. That's a lie. I actually think Irelia should be removed from the game.
Irelia Legend or like
Irelia, it's whichever you want. Okay. Irelia Legend favorite, preferably, because I generally don't have a more unfun experience against anything else. Like it is just, I'm gonna tilt, but I hate how that deck just possesses people. I hate it. It's like the the most like the dumbest people I've had the pleasure of playing against in Riftbound have never had. It hasn't even been an Aurora player. And an Aurora player, sure, dog, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, man. Like an Aurora player that doesn't know what they're doing, who cares? But an Irelia player who doesn't know what they're doing. But you see Stellacorn possess them like a fucking ragdoll and like move around and like drawing cards. And so like I don't know where my chosen champion is, but I have 20 cards in hand. It's like, oh my god, I'm losing. We are one good Irelia player away from a tier 0 format.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like that's egregious to me at least because maybe it's just a Stellacorn herder. So it's either get rid of Irelia Legend or get rid of Stellacorn.
Yeah. Nope.
But I hate that deck. I hate that. I never have a fun experience playing it. Never felt like I had fun beating it. Never had like I fun losing it. Just hate it. Never had fun playing it either.
Very valid. I actually somewhat agree with that. I don't enjoy playing it. I have certain cards just.
It's just like everybody who plays it. The problem is like the good Irelia players always run bad. That's the actual funny part.
Yeah.
Anybody who like has any sense of like skill and plays Irelia runs like Satan. When they're like, I picked Irelia because she's neat or she's my main in League, Stellacorn Herder comes around like Jesus on the cross, and helps them up. So like that's insane. But yeah, no, I wish they would just kill Irelia, put her back in a shed. Like.
Yeah, awesome. I love it. Thank you, Matt. Dude, thank you so much for this time today. I really, really appreciate you, Veggies, for taking the time to have this chat. And before we finish everything off, do you have any shout-outs you want to talk about? You mentioned your Metafy briefly before. You want to tell everyone a bit more about that?
Yeah. So, obviously, I coach. Shocking. I've had some students have some good success in that, what their relative goals are, which is nice. So if you need help improving your Riftbound, or you just need someone to tell you what you're doing wrong, or if you want even confirmation that you're not doing anything wrong, which happens a lot too. At Metafy NoVeggies, I am mostly available. Obviously, don't hit me up while I'm at an event.
Yep.
Which has happened multiple times out. Like it's happened after I got interviewed during like the small guy big woman meme at Vancouver. I literally had like 2 Metafy notifications like, can you coach in an hour? And I'm like, I actually can't. I'm literally not home. But I'm very approachable. I'm always happy to help people out. So yeah, that my Metafy, and then obviously shout out first of all my sponsor, the people who pay for stuff. Best merch in the game, Spicy Hot Games. Best mat, best deck box, always use it. Very comfortable to move around. And then obviously TSS, my team. When we actually do testing, it's good testing. But yeah, no. And then shout out to all the guys who support me back here in Florida. Shout out to my mom. And then yeah. That's pretty much. Shout out T, because I forgot to shout him out in Vancouver. Shout out, Best Garen NA.
All right, awesome. Well, Veggies, again, thanks so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you over the weekend, and wish you all the luck for the event. I'll be following you closely, and I'm excited to see which legend you end up on. And yeah, that'll be it for us today.
Thank you.